My name is Giselle Artman, and I've had the pleasure of interviewing Joe Penno. We discussed his dissertation on the impact of teacher involvement in extracurricular activities, an often overlooked factor in job satisfaction, retention, and school culture. His research explores how engagement in ECA not only benefits the students, but the educators as well. It overall offers valuable insights for school districts navigating budget and policy decisions. Let's go ahead and dive into the interview.
I'm currently the athletic director at Wayne High School in Huber Heights, Ohio. I did my undergrad in finance and economics at Center College in Danville, Kentucky, and then I did my master's degree through Central Methodist University online, but in Missouri. And then now, obviously, doing my doctoral program through Youngstown State. I was working as a junior college basketball coach and administrator in Dodge City, Kansas, and I made an offhand comment to my wife saying, hey, I think the doctorate is something that I can do. I think it's something I'd like to do. My dad has his PhD in electrical engineering, and I've always kind of admired that about him. And it started as an offhand comment, and a week later, I started getting calls and emails asking if I was interested in their doctoral program. My wife had just reached out to a handful of schools to gather some information, so the process was started. My whole life is revolved around athletics in some capacity. Two brothers played Division I college basketball. I grew up playing sports, football and basketball. I went to school to play football. I coached after college, coached college basketball after I graduated. So my whole life has just been revolved around sports, and primarily I've just seen the benefits that come from that, be it individually or as a community, bringing people together, overcoming adversity, all of that stuff. And as I started to go, into this doctoral program and looking into different research and what I should look at, what I want to evaluate and study, just the role that extracurricular activities play just began to jump out at me, particularly being in my position as an athletic administrator. I fight for those, I advocate for those, the importance of student engagement. And as I was going through research, there's so much out there about the benefit for the student, in terms of higher GPA and going to school more, not missing class and all of that. But there's not nearly as much research involved with the benefits that teachers get when they engage in it. So you see, or just being in the roles that I've been in, my previous school, there were a lot of teachers, or a lot of the coaches, they weren't teachers at the school. So they're not there at the day-to-day. Now a handful were, and you kind of saw the difference in those programs where the students seemed to respond better to the coach when they were teachers in the building. And I just kind of thought to myself, why is that? What kind of benefits do the teachers get from that? And that's kind of what led to, kind of where we are today, especially being, I went from a private school to a public school. I'm in the public school space now, and there's a lot of advocating that needs to be done on behalf of athletics and extracurricular activities in general. So I just thought it was important to kind of have some hard evidence that points to, why should you engage with our students basically outside of school hours? What do you get from it? What does the community get from it? And ultimately, what does the student get from it, which is the most important thing in my opinion. Really to showcase the benefits that teachers who engage in extracurricular activities, kind of what they get from that engagement, and kind of sub benefits of that found were kind of what the community as a whole gets from it. Just the school community at large seems to be more connected. The more teachers or administrators, educators in the building, the more they're involved. But it was primarily to showcase the benefits that teachers get when they engage and job satisfaction, their commitment to the community, and really, I mean, their ability to do their job as teachers. That was shown to enhance with teachers who engage in extracurricular activities. But it was really just to highlight the benefit on the teacher behalf when there's so much research out there about the students. So looking at other research that's out there, it really kind of just, I think the most surprising, but the most beneficial or whatever for my cause would be just the fact that it falls in line and adds to this list of research, growing list of research that suggests that a teacher should be engaging in extracurricular activities at high levels. They get a lot out of it in terms of job satisfaction, their ability to do their job. Classroom efficacy, I guess, is the more technical term for it. So it just adds to that growing list of research, which I think will, hopefully aids in the discussion of budgets in the future, budget cuts. I know the cost of education is rapidly going up, so districts are all around the country have to make decisions on where they allocate their resources, and I just hope that it aids in that defense that, this extracurricular activities are a classroom outside of a classroom. They're a carrot for so many students to get grades, and which ultimately increases the look of the school from an academic standpoint. Schools need teachers. So schools that are providing those opportunities for teachers to engage in extracurricular activities ultimately will become more desirable or sought after positions as teachers look ahead to where they want to go and where they want to spend their time. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. That was my biggest thing before I even got to this topic. I felt like in my research I had to come up with some new concept or some new idea to study, and it was a couple conversations with Dr. Larwin there at Youngstown State, and she kind of pointed me in the right direction, like, hey, no, you don't have to come up with this whole new thing. You don't have to try and reinvent the wheel. Study what means a lot to you. Study what you experience, and ultimately what came of that is something I'm incredibly proud of, and I trust that other researchers, if they're studying something they're passionate about or something that's very real to their lives, they'll be able to come up with something that they're really, really proud of as well.